Hey man, welcome back to the Super Divorce YouTube and or Twitch channel with me, Super Divorce. Welcome to tonight's edition of Sega Mania, featuring a video game called Super Thunder Blade. Sega Mania, sorry about that. Sega Mania is a live internet program where we are traveling through every single review that was put out in the pages of Sega Mania magazine. Sega Mania magazine, a now defunct, unfortunately, a now defunct Sega fan magazine, one of my favorite magazines of all time. And it became one of my favorite magazines of all time in just 7 short issues, and then it disappeared without a trace, and no one knows why, and we might never find out why Sega Mania magazine went away. One day, it just poof, gone. They said, we're not making any more of them. Ran from 2021 to 2022, just earlier this year, just a couple months ago. They said, sorry guys, that's it. And they boarded up the windows and they closed the doors and they said, get the fuck out. That's it. No more. And so what I decided to do was keep the memory of Sega Mania magazine alive, to carry some small bit of it into the future. And that's what you get here with Sega Mania. Hello, Carrot. We've got a Carrot in the chat here on YouTube. We are taking a look at one of the final games here in issue number 1 of Sega Mania magazine, Super Thunder Blade. That's what we're going to be checking out today. Now, before we do that, and before we read the review, before we see what Sega Mania magazine's Tim Hugall had to say, that's who wrote the review of Super Thunder Blade. Sorry, the font they used in the magazine kind of looks like it says Super Thunder Black. That's why I read it that way. I even typed that into my computer when I was searching the game on YouTube to put into the description which game we're playing. I actually typed that in on accident, and I keep doing it. When I look at it, when I read it, my brain thinks Super Thunder Black, but it's not. It's Super Thunder Blade. Anyway, before I read the review in Sega Mania magazine, I've got a few tidbits I'm going to share with you about this game. But before that, even, how about this? What I'm going to do is pour myself a nice, tasty beverage here. What I'm pouring into my Ichabod Crane mug, a glass mug that I actually picked up while I was in Sleepy Hollow. My wife and I went to Sleepy Hollow a few years ago. We went to Washington Irving's church. They had a headless horseman riding around the big cemetery out there. It was fantastic. It was really neat. And they had a little boo and brew fest going on. You get some beer, walk around the cemetery, get your picture taken with a real headless horseman. There was a real headless horseman who was riding around on a horse through this big ass cemetery, rolling hills and the works. You know, it was really neat. Anyway, that's the mug that I've gotten out. It's got a little picture of the headless horseman on it, riding through Sleepy Hollow. And into that mug I have poured myself an artisanal Brewworks Warheads Extreme Sour Cherry Lime Flavored Sour Ale. I've decided to pour this out into the mug here, and that's what I'll be drinking as I make my way through this game tonight. For at least an hour. That's what I give these games on Sega Mania here, is we dedicate at least 1 hour of gameplay to each game. so that I can weigh in properly. Taking the time to form my own opinion. Hey, Jess. My wife is here. She says Carrot is always good at representing my phonics. Well, I'm glad that he pays attention. Makes me feel listened to. Makes me feel like I'm seen. Like I'm being seen. Anyway, I've got here some notes about this game. Some tidbits you might not be aware of. How about this? Did you know that Super Thunder Blade was actually one of 2 launch titles for the Sega Genesis in Japan back in 1988? The other launch title, of course, was the old Space Harrier 2, I think, Space Harrier 2. But this is one of the 2 launch titles, and it was actually produced by Yuji Naka, one of the co-creators of Sonic the Hedgehog. In this game, you get 7 lives, no continues. So you make it through all the levels, you beat the game, or you don't. That's it. No continues, nothing. None of that. So, let's see, the original arcade game, Thunder Blade, was released in 1987. Also had a port put on the Sega Master System. This, of course, is the sequel to the arcade game and the Master System port. Now, what I read was that this was very similar to the Master System port of the original Thunder Blade game. But according to the IGN review from 2007, a retrospective review they did, they said that the Master System version is actually better than what you get here. So, I don't know about that. They didn't mention the Master System version right alongside this, as they do sometimes, as they've done, in a couple other reviews that we've covered in Sega Mania. Sometimes they'll cover the Master System version of a game and then also the Mega Drive in the same review and kind of compare and contrast the 2 of them. They didn't do that this time. So I'm not going to be playing Thunder Blade on the Master System, at least not right now. But just know that it's out there. If you would like to look up more information about that, feel free to do so. That's why I decided to drop a line about it in here in these little tidbits. So what else? This game enjoyed re-releases on Nintendo's Virtual Console in 2007. Also has been re-released on the Sega Genesis Collection for the PS2 and the PSP. As well as being released in Sonic's Ultimate Genesis Collection for the Xbox 360 and the PlayStation 3. So it's been re-released several times over the years. Has not been re-released in a while, though. Hello, Ghoulie. Ghoulie has entered the chat here on YouTube. Hello there. Hope you're having a good evening. Now, way back when this game was first released, Ace Magazine, stands for Advanced Computer Entertainment. Ace Magazine rated this game an 8. Listen to this scale. Probably never heard of a scale quite like this one. Ace Magazine rated Super Thunder Blade an 880 out of 1,000. I like that. I guess I'll find out soon enough how I feel about their score. Speaking to the quality of the game and whether or not it's worth playing, I'll weigh in on that shortly. But I'm just saying I appreciate them taking it up a notch. Usually, you get a rating out of 5, maybe a rating out of 10, sometimes a rating out of 100. I don't know if I've ever heard tell of a gaming publication giving a game a rating out of 1,000. But they did. That magazine, I believe, ended in 1992, though. So, rest in peace. Anyway, it had a good rating system. Very very bold. Not only that, but they also said that it was one of the top 5 best games available for the Mega Drive in 1989. So they went from an 880 out of 1,000, according to Ace Magazine, way back in 1989, to a retrospective score of a 4 out of 10 from IGN in 2007. Now, let's see what Sega Mania's Tim Hugall had to write about this game in 2021. Here he says, oh, before I do that, let me I always like to pull up the review for you guys so you can have a picture of it there. That's a little graphic. That's what the review in the magazine looks like. If you want to follow along in bolder relief, if you want to be able to blow this review up and examine it more closely, then look at the description below. There's a link to Sega Mania Magazine's online archive, and you can hop on over there, open up issue number 1, and flip over to page 34. And you see the review from Tim Hugall. Be careful not to flip to issue or page number 35 though, because then you'll get a spoiler for what we're going to cover next time on Sega Mania, and I always like to leave it mysterious. I don't spoil it completely. I'll give you a hint at the end of this episode as to what we're going to cover next time, but I'm not going to tell you outright. Julie said, I'm having a wonderful evening. Tomorrow is the last day of shul before the 2-week break for Christmas. So, one more day of shul to get through. And then you got 2 weeks off. That's always a good feeling. I'm glad that you're spending your last day eve with me here tonight. Thank you for being here. I'll give you a review of that sour ale in just a minute too. One more wake up at 7:20. Just one more to go. You can do it. Now, the Super Thunder Blade review from Sega Mania Magazine, issue number 1. Here's something I bet you've never thought about before when playing shooters. You usually move faster than the projectiles coming at you. Not very realistic, I know, but in the likes of Space Harrier and Afterburner, it keeps things fair, and only in a lapse in skill and concentration will you get killed. In Super Thunder Blade, however, the physics are completely reversed, and despite your nimble and easy to control helicopter, you will get fucked over very quickly by projectiles moving at you far too rapidly to avoid, and in too large a quantity to preemptively dodge. With some practice, you can get a rhythm going, and your progress will improve, but it'll take many hours of gameplay to really get it down. Thankfully, the game allows you to up your lives and drop the difficulty from the menu, which is highly recommended for new players, as you'll lose lives in the first level no matter how hard you try. This game is cheap, writes Tim Hugall. That being said, it is an impressive early title for an early Mega Drive game. The into-the-screen graphics and occasional bird's-eye view sections are pleasing to look at with large-scale sprites and an excellent sense of depth. Spread over 4 stages, there's a lot of variety, and each level featuring a different theme. Longevity is questionable, however, as once you've gotten over the difficulty hurdle, there's not really a lot to come back to aside from chasing a high score. Sound effects are muted and nothing to write home about, but the music is exceptional, which really helps the feel of the game. If you're the owner of a Mega Drive MK1 Mark I, I'd highly recommend using the headphone out to get the game pumping through a decent sound system. I can't say that I love Super Thunder Blade, but I can't say that I hate it either. For an early release, it certainly shows that what the Mega Drive can do, but it's just too unfair to warrant multiple replays, says Tim Hugall. So, he doesn't quite bury it the way that they did in the IGN retrospective, which again gave it a 4 out of 10. But if I had to number that review that we just read there, I'd say he probably gave it like maybe a 6.5. 6 or 6.5 out of 10. That's the impression that I got. This cherry lime flavored sour ale, it's not bad. It's okay. I'm not like huge on the sour ales, but it's all right. So all right. Why don't we go ahead and see how this game does for us here. Super Thunderblade. Ghoulie said it sounded to him like a 659 out of 1,000. I like that. You're paying attention. They recommended we go in here and maybe change the difficulty, but so we can ramp it up to 7. And let's I haven't done this a lot. I haven't messed with the difficulty and things like that. But let me just I will admit, when I was testing the game out earlier just to make sure it was going to work for the stream, I decided to play it for a second just to give it a quick run through. I never played this game before today. Before I read this issue of Sega Mania magazine, I had never even heard of this game, of Super Thunderblade. I didn't even know of its existence. So, I'm going to, for the sake of entertainment, up the player count here and lower the difficulty down to easy, just so we can hopefully see a little bit more of the game, because the difficulty was very brutal. Like, it didn't seem like it was going to be fun brutal either. It seemed like it was going to be brutal in a way that would have me wanting this hour to be over with after 30 seconds. So, I am lowering the difficulty to easy. I'm upping the player count to 7, and I hope by doing that, maybe we'll be able to make it through this game, because it says there are only 4 levels. I believe that's what it said. Alright. What'd I miss? Asked Carrot. You missed the official review from Tim Hugall, where we found out that if I had to put it into numbers, Sega Mania magazine probably is going to give this one about a 659 out of 1,000, as Ghoulie said. So now let's give it a shot, please. So here is our titular Super Thunderblade being raised up on a big-ass elevator, or as they call them across the pond where Sega Mania magazine was written and created, the lift. They like to call elevators lifts over there. Okay, so down is up is down. Left is left, right is right. So far, it seems like I'm... Oh, okay, getting a little... I wonder if there's... Trying out the different buttons here. Oh wait, what was that? If you oops, I ran into a building. That's not good. If you hold B, then you can stop yourself in midair and just kind of hover there. My approach here is just kind of just zigzagging this way and that, try and avoid these projectiles. There's a lot coming at you. Oh, damn. Okay. I see. Oh! I see, says Carrot. As if he's Yo Hazuki. Whoop! Alright, so is that the... Oh, okay, so this must be a boss fight. There's not really any aiming to speak of in this game. You just kind of shoot and your projectiles go where they're gonna go. I guess they just auto-lock onto the enemies. And I suppose I don't even have to tap the A button. I can just hold it down. So it's one of those fucking ones. Which makes things slightly easier. It's always a little easier when you don't have to worry about tap, 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 and tap, tap, tap. You don't have to do the tappy taps. You can just hold down your attack baton and worry about flying in a particular direction and get on with the shit. Oh man, I flew right into that. That was poopy. Trying to do a bit of a rotation-wise strategy here. Trying to go in a bit of a... Oh. Bit of a... Ah, fuck. Bit of a counterclockwise pattern. But it's a little tough. Steering this thing, it's pretty clunky. It feels very heavy. It does not maneuver, I think, as nimbly as you would like it to. Whoa! Now we've switched views for some reason, okay. So we got a top-down view going into the bird's eye section of the game. Where... Okay, I guess I can go back and forth. I can't move forward. So we're just gonna try to take out these things while being shot at from either side. Not really. Okay. This is something. I don't exactly know how we're supposed to avoid the shots that are coming from us from across the bow, as they say. That's not quite apparent to me. I guess... Well... Yeah, I don't... This is kind of a fuck right here. Not a good section. Really kind of a shit part of the game. Okay, well, we've blown up the aircraft carrier, so that's good, so we can get out of that cursed section. What's up, Jorphus? Parrot says I missed what Jess said. Yes, I am working on the definitive Super Divorce guide to speaking like Nick. And Ghoulie says if you're going to talk like Nick, say shul. Say shul, like shul. Oh, no! Damn! Woo! Well, let me take off on the other side of the thing. I can't. It won't. Jeez. Alright, now we got a bunch of... Interesting. We got all these pillars that we have to navigate through now. Oh, this is very Space Harrier-ish. Alright, and there's our game over. Great. Congratulations! Congratulations! Let's put in our fucking... Oh, we get pandas? Put pandas there if we want. but we'll stick with the good old standby. Ass at number 1 with a high score of 2,937,070. So I guess let's try again. What was that about? I forgot to look over at the time when I actually started playing the game. What was it about? Was it that maybe let's say 10 minutes? Dorfus wants to know if I can say congratulations with my best Mario voice. I might, if I get another high score. I got cocky with that sip, and I paid for it. Wrong pipe. Alright, let me try again. I've learned that I can just hold down the A button. And that's something that I did not have in my arsenal when I started last time. I didn't know about that. So let's see if that... See if that helps me at all. Oh, shit. I didn't mean to land completely. I was just trying to take it low. Probably not good to lose a life. You know, so close to the beginning of the game. Ah. Wonder what happens if I land in the water. Nope. Nope. Oh. Come on now. Carrot thinks I'm a reptoid with 2 windpipes. Everyone's got 2 windpipes. You got the pipe for your air and then the pipe for your food. You don't want the, you know. Oh, shit. You don't want your drinks to go down the air pipe. Makes you choke. What happens if I just kind of do this? Just a low sweep, and then a high sweep. Just like that. A low sweep and a high sweep. Just back and forth, just nice. Just like that. Just... There we go. It's time for Mr. Jorfus' Joke of the Night. Everybody in the chat, please look forward to your Joke of the Night coming right up. Jokes are back in the news. You guys hear about this? Hear about jokes back in the news? No, take off. Take off. That's stupid. I don't like that mechanic. Get too close. Why would I want to just stop and sit there? That doesn't make any sense to me. I'm trying to imagine where that would be advantageous to do in the course of this game. When would I actually want to stop and just land? Why would I do that? Yeah. Ah! What did the buffalo say to his son when he left for college? When he left the university? He said, "Bye, son." That's a good joke. I like that. That was Mr. Jorfus' Joke of the Night. For more jokes of the night, please revisit past streams or stay tuned for streams in the future. I wonder what happens if I just stay all the way to the side like this. Will they get me? Yeah, they will. They definitely will. This part just seems like kind of bullshit, though. I don't understand. These things, you know, flying at you from all sorts of directions, you know. Do those ones make it all the way over? Ah! Fuck! This part of the game sucks. That part really sucks. That's a real shit part. Ghoulies got a joke too. Okay. Got a little open mic night happening here. Congratulations! We got second place. They should have hired me instead of Chris Pratt. Ugh. Ghoulie says, what is the least spoken language? You ready? The answer is sign language. That's a good joke too. I like that. Because you're not speaking it. You're signing it. And it's a language. But of course it wouldn't be spoken. It's the language that you use your hands for. They use different... I wonder if... is signing universal? Or is sign language different in different languages? I've never asked that question. I've never thought about that before. Fuck. Is Japanese sign language different from, you know... I guess it probably would be. That would be my guess. I don't know for sure. If they've updated over the years into like, if they had like a fucking International Sign Language Council who got together and they said, we're gonna try and streamline the signs. We're gonna try and streamline things a little bit, and it's just gonna be kind of one sign language now. I don't know if they did that. Alright, well I've taken quite a few hits here. Can you imagine playing this game with only 3 lives? It's just, it's difficult because of, you know, there's this input delay when you're moving, which makes it really difficult. You kind of have to anticipate where you think you're going to need to go, because if you're trying to just maneuver on the fly, no pun intended, or maybe I did intend the pun because I like puns. What does it matter to you? I don't need to explain myself. The pun might have been intended absolutely, 100%. Who cares? In any event, you trying to change direction on the fly as you're flying is difficult if you're trying to avoid, you know, a projectile that's coming at you, because there's this input lag. You know, and it makes the chopper feel very heavy. You're not a nimble vagrant just moving about the sky like a sprightly waif. You're having to plan your moves in advance, kind of, and get a read on where you think things are going to be. You're not... You're kind of trying to get them to chase you, as opposed to reacting to shit that's just flying at you from one side or the other. You're hoping that you can get them chasing you and then just keep the chase going. If that makes sense. It's more of a hope that you can get them to sort of follow your movements, as opposed to this thing where you're sitting there, you're trying to just dodge missiles and projectiles as they come your way. It's a little bit different strategy. Not so much trying to dodge each and every single projectile as you're trying to keep a pattern up of some sort that you hope will continue leading the projectiles astray. But it doesn't seem to work all the time. It's difficult, especially on this part, because I don't know where I'm supposed to be to not get hit. I don't know what I have to do to like get myself in a safe place when going through this particular part of the game. This doesn't make sense to me. It's like, I don't know. It's like a complete shit show. And what I'm feeling like here is that you got to make it to that part without losing any lives on the first level. That's stage 1. Carrot has a joke. He said, "Why don't eggs tell jokes? They don't want to crack up." Well, man, I can't get out of here. Well, okay, there's some shit. Man. Okay. Put my ass initials in here again. And end. Ass, ass, ass. We'll just fill the leaderboard up with ass. Can I do anything else to give myself... No, I guess not. What is this? How did I just continue? It said there were no continues. What I was reading was there were no continues. How did I just continue? I went down to the second option on the menu and pressed start, and it let me continue. Did it secretly say continue and I wasn't paying attention? What happened there? But yeah, this is like Space Harrier. A Harrier Space Harrier. Yeah. Come on, can we at least get out of stage number Q? Man, these things. Damn! Ghoulie says this one should be tit. Oh, fuck! Did you... Oh, you mean, you meant the fucking leaderboard. My initials. I don't think I can do that. I think that I have to stick with ass. I think I always have to use ass. It's kind of a tradition. It's a grand old tradition of mine, and it's a Vilars family tradition. It goes way back centuries to when my great-great-great-great-great-great-grandfather, a backgammon champion, had his name, ass, written on a stone tablet in the local backgammon facility. And ever since then, anytime us Vilars have played games and been recognized for our contributions, been recognized for our skills, we always have to use ass. Okay, so there's game over. Now let me see if I can do this again. It'll allow me to start again if I do what I did. And what did I do? I went here. Oh, it's right there. Continue. Why did the review say that you can't continue? Ass is a classic. 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 We can continue. We've done it. No. Maybe this would be a good spot where you can slow down. You can slow your ass down a little bit and just fucking hover and... Man. I don't like all these obstructions, these pillars. These pillars are kind of a bummer. Kind of a real bummer for me. Kind of ruining things. You know? Because you're barely quick enough. You know what I mean? They gave me the wrong kind of chopper to be flying around doing missions like this. I mean, I need to be the Space Harrier guy. If you're going to have me doing Space Harrier shit, just make me the Space Harrier guy. Because he zips around on the screen like a son of a bitch, you know? And this thing, look at it. And that was poor collision detection, by the way. I was well above the tip. Man, this one sucks. I don't like this one. Ugh. Good lord. Continue again. Again. Backup would be good too. Anything would be good. Anything other than what they've given me here by default. I like how I'm apparently playing against all expert ace fighter pilots too. Because none of their guys are ever getting caught up in the pillars. You know? They're all fine. I think it'd be more realistic if every now and again, because I'm non-stop shooting. You know, why don't they get caught up in some trees or some pillars? Why aren't they ever crashing? None of their guys. In my humble opinion, that's a little bit of garbage and shit. It's a garbage bag full of festering shit. And I don't appreciate it. Not at all. Alright. Super Space Harrier time. So you just have to get this. You have to find kind of a... You have to find a... Shit the damn ass, man. Woo! Good lord. Unreasonable what they want you to do. God! Oh! Man! Okay, so now we've got this guy that we have to just see if we... No, take... Why would it... What am I even on? How could I land? I thought it was over water. That shouldn't even be an option. Okay, trying to keep this kind of weaving motion going here without getting too close to the ground. Now we gotta go, keep going here and more of this shit. Oh my god, are you... They just have to fuck with me all the time. That's all these games do. Shit. I didn't even get on the board that time. And that felt intense. That felt, skill-wise, more impressive. And that's the end. Now it won't let me continue. What, I used up all my continues? Didn't even say that I had any to begin with. Great. This is easy. This is the easy setting. See why I changed it? I hope you can understand why I did what I did. Because we wouldn't have seen past this first street. I told you when I got on to test the game before I began streaming, I was like, no, we're going to have to lower the difficulty, or else it's going to be the most boring bullshit stream I've ever done in my life. It's going to be me going down 5 seconds of this street and then dying immediately, over and over again for an hour. And I wanted to at least see a little bit of the game. You know, we've seen some of it, so I guess that's all right. But I don't understand how they give you no indication, first of all, that you can continue, and then they let you, like, once, and then just take it away from you. I can't stand that. I really have a fucking hard time with that. I think that's just complete horse wallop, you know, to fucking pull the wool over your player's eyes. You give them the opportunity to continue, and it's like, oh, okay, well, at least I'm being rewarded for making it to the second level. They're not going to make me go back and do this bullshit, especially the top-down view, that bird's eye view section that's coming up here in a second. You think, okay, well, you did that one time. We'll reward them by letting them continue and start the second level again. And you're like, oh, thank you, developer. Thank you, Mr. Co-creator of Sonic the Hedgehog. But then, come to find out, it's a big trick right in your ass. And what they've actually done is they've set you up for a nice pegging session that you did not agree to. And they take away your ability to continue for no reason. Completely unnecessary. I'd almost rather them not give it to me at all. Hate that. Games let you continue, and then just out of nowhere, rip it away. So now you've continued too many times. We didn't tell you how many continues you were going to get, but you used all of them up, and we're not going to give you any more. Parrot says when I get frustrated, I always bring out the FAQ. Well, no, I think it's appropriate to do. So, how about I just bounce back and forth like this? Will that do anything? There's got to be something that I can do to stop myself from getting... Is this gonna work? Is this what you have to do? Is this the bullshit strategy that has to be employed to make it through this part? So far, it seems okay. Don't you love shit like this? Oh, there you go. Okay, well now I've been hit by these guys in the middle. But before that, it worked. Now, of course, it's not working. Let me try repositioning to the middle here. I mean, that feels more reliable than anything else I've done. Carrot says, kids are supposed to play this without getting motion sickness and puking their brains out. No, maybe that was the idea. I wouldn't be surprised if that was part of the program, that was part of the pitch in the boardroom. We've got this game, and not only is it going to be impossible for these kids to beat, they're also gonna all get motion sickness. They're all gonna be throwing up violently after 5 minutes with our title. Maybe they thought it was going to be good marketing, you know. Yeah. I bet you can't play Super Thunderblade without throwing up.
Yeah, I can. I can do it.
Like, you know, stupid challenges that kids do. I bet you can't drink a fucking gallon of milk in under, what is it, a half hour, an hour. They said human beings cannot drink a full gallon of milk without vomiting, projectile vomiting, if you drink it in under an hour, I think. And people try and try and try. No one can do it. It always ends with someone getting very close, and then like they take a sip, they got a quarter of the gallon left, they take the little sip there, and then it all comes back out. It all comes out in the wash, as they say. I got a new high score. Look at that. Another ass on the board. Ass, 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 ass. Again, alright, we gotta continue. Nick, gallon of milk drinking stream when? I don't think ever. I don't like throwing up. I don't want to do that. And I know that I will. I know that would happen. I'm not delusional. I'm not sitting here saying, guys, I think that I can be the first human being to ever drink a gallon of milk in under an hour. I think I can do it. I think I can actually make it happen. I've been practicing. I've been drinking a lot of milk lately. I'm not saying that. Because I don't like to boast of things that I can't do. So I think that would be a bad idea. Damn it. The people want to see it. Alright, well, I'll drink a gallon of milk on stream when I reach 100,000 subscribers. Get to 100,000 subs and we'll do a gallon of milk live stream. And I will throw up. I'm not saying that I'm not going to. I'm just saying I know it's going to happen. That's why I don't want to do it. But that'll be a good milestone. I'll drink a gallon of milk, I'll vomit, and then everyone who subbed will leave the channel. And I'll be back down here. I'll be back to below where I am now. All of my subscribers will leave. Everyone here, that'll be the big joke. Carrot himself, his last act, will say, haha, I got you. I tricked you, and now I'm out of here. If you create that many accounts to get me to 100,000 subs, then I'll still do it. It's fine. I don't give a shit. But you can't leave. You can't unsub. That's the thing. No unsubbing. Can't be like, ugh. That was too much vomit. I can't watch this channel anymore. After seeing that much vomit, I can't be here anymore. I can't listen to this guy talk about anything, because all I can imagine is just milk puke spewing across the fruited plain. Where would I even do a milk live stream from? I'll have to go somewhere with some good scenery. Find something very scenic. Find a really large hill somewhere nearby. Go out to like a local nature preserve. Do it at sunset. Very picturesque. Get some high-res pictures to capture the moment. What do they call murderers? Barrett thinks I'll blow up as a YouTuber and a streamer. Hey, did you hear about that dude who projectile puked his kidneys out? Kicked fucking ass. Well, then I'll be dead. And there will be no more Sega Mania. Oh, unsubs. Oh, that's right. Unidentified. Is it unidentified subject? On the show. On the Law and Order SVU. With, Christopher Maloney. Man. The collision detection is leaving some things to be desired, I believe. Oh, ow, ow. This part, I still haven't found a pattern that's... Man, I was going around that one. I still haven't found a pattern that works so well for this portion of the game. Look at that. I was well beyond the reach of that little spire right there. I have problems with that. Uh-huh. Why would you feel bad for someone who talks like Martin 24/7? Nothing to feel bad about. A fine voice. Always able to get your point across. You know, it's a fairly unmistakable tone that you're coming at people with. People can always hear what you're saying, I think. You won't be accused of being a low talker if you're speaking like old Martin all the time. Yep. Yep. Okay. 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 How much longer do I have to play this one? Fuck. We've got until probably about 40, so maybe like 17 more minutes here in the world of Super Thunder Blade. I could probably give you a pretty, I think, well-informed summation of my thoughts and experience so far. But I'll continue. I'll do my hour. That's what I've agreed to. I was hoping I would have gotten through this game because they said, "Oh, only 4 stages." There's not much to it. You can actually complete the damn thing. Be nice. If you weren't driving a fucking jar of peanut butter. That's what it feels like. Flying a big jar of peanut butter and molasses. You got a big jar of peanut butter with molasses blades. Not a very good weapon of war. Someone should be fired. Not only the creator of this Thunderblade, so-called Thunderblade, but also the person who sent me out. The person who said, "Which chopper should we send on this mission?" "Send the Thunderblade." "You mean the peanut butter molasses one?" "Yeah, that one. They'll be fine. All these guys we're fighting suck. They won't have a problem." "What if we send the Space Harrier guy?" "Ah! That guy moves too fast. He'll get done too quickly." "Wouldn't that be good, sir?" "Ah! I like a good challenge. I like to put my boys in harm's way." Alright, so I'll do the old back and forth. Ghoulie says, "I don't think you'll rate it a 659 out of 1,000. Yeah, I don't know yet. I don't know what we're gonna go with. What if I stay in the middle and do this? Does that still work? Nope. Doesn't look like it. I need to stay over here. For now. Until I get up to that next part. Oh, it's not working again. Now it's not working. I thought I had found something. And then they've stripped it away from me. Like, oh, he thought he found a little... He thought he was going to pull some shit, huh? He thought he was fancy, huh? Oh, you fancy, huh? No, you're not fancy. They're going to put me right back in my damn place. That's what's going on here. No problem, Jorphus. My favorite game. Well, jury's still out, I guess. It could be. What if it is? What if this actually ends up being my favorite game? What if whatever happens between now and, well, now and like 14 minutes from now, the next 14 minutes, what if, starting now, what if the next 14 minutes from now end up being the best 14 minutes of gaming that I have ever experienced in my life? I mean, it might happen. Starting now. It could be. Very well. Turn out. Starting now, I mean. Okay, well, not yet, but... Oh. Have we filled our, Look at that. Asses all the way down, as they say. I can't get my rating yet. I'll have to wait. I'm still upset about Sonic Frontiers. I think about it from time to time. And I'm like, maybe when I go back to it, it'll feel different. Maybe I just needed to step away for a few weeks. And maybe when I go back, I'll finally see what so many other people are seeing. Who are just like in awe, in a state of adoration for it, you know? Because I still want to like it. But I don't think it's going to happen. It's just not... It's... Not only is it not what I wanted it to be, I don't like what it is. You dig? So I can get over my own expectations being off. That's happened many times. I've had games come out where, well, that's not what I was expecting, but I ended up liking the game anyway. With Sonic Frontiers, it's like I wanted it to be something, and not only is it not what I wanted it to be, I don't like the thing that it turned out to be. And I also hear people saying how great the soundtrack was. I was watching some live reactions, you know, to the Game Awards, watching what people were saying on Twitter, and it's like, oh, Sonic Frontiers got snubbed, especially in the soundtrack department. I'm like, what? How did it get snubbed in the soundtrack department? The soundtrack is just, it's like, it doesn't, I don't know. I don't like the tone that the soundtrack of that game brings to the table. I don't like it. It doesn't feel very fitting for a Sonic game. Some people are totally on board with it though and love it and just say it's the greatest thing since frozen peas. Alright, Ghoulie. Thanks for hanging out. Have a good last day of school before your break. Hope to see you soon. Oh, hold on, can I just stay over here the whole time? I think you can do that. I think I can just stay over on the side. Well, if I can get up, does that work over here too? Well, fuck. I feel like I've had something revealed to me now. If I get to continue, it's gonna let me continue. Carrot says the soundtrack to Sonic Frontiers was dog shit. Rather hear a 10-hour loop of cats puking than hear the Sonic Frontiers soundtrack again. Well, many people are in complete disagreement with you, and they think that it's the greatest soundtrack that's ever been created. The greatest Sonic soundtrack of all time. Just a gem, a masterpiece. A modern marvel. Fuck, man. Come on. Come on, give me my... Why doesn't it work? Why couldn't this just work? Why couldn't I have found something to exploit? Why does every exploit that I think I found end up turning out to just be shit? Why'd they have to do that? No, you can't go around that either. Ugh. Just go past it. Just whatever. Just do whatever the shit you need to do. Just go ahead and just... Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Alright. We got about 10 minutes left. Okay. Alright. I'm gonna give it my all this time. Okay? I'll try and do it right. I'm not gonna look for an exploit. I'll just try to... Fuck. See what I get for trying to do it on the up and up? They can just go through the pillars, and I have to make sure that... And then they just kill me anyway. Alright, yeah, sure. Sure. I gotta mind my P's and Q's. They get to just do whatever they do's. Oh, and then that too's. Okay! Yeah, Man. Just too much. Too much shit on the screen all the fucking time, and you can't move out of the goddamn way. That's how I feel right now. It could change. Maybe that all changes in the next 5 minutes. Starting now. And I don't get to continue. Alright. Great. Now. Ooh. I feel like this game could have been something. It could have been something enjoyable. And maybe it'll turn out to be very enjoyable. Maybe my experience here as we head towards the 1 hour mark is just going to really be a big turnaround, and we'll see the genius of this game we were missing before. Just need to give it a few more minutes, I'm sure. Then we'll see it for what it truly is, a masterpiece. A masterpiece. A cod piece. A cod swallop. A... what do they call those? A cummerbund. Martin says, I was a fan of Metal Gear Rising Revengeance soundtrack. That's like one of the only Metal Gear games I never played. Believe it or not. There was one on... there's a PSP Metal Gear game that I never played. One of the PSP ones. Played all the main entry ones. But I never got around to playing Revengeance. Because it wasn't directly from Kojima. So and I know that it's supposed to be really good, I know. You know, it's supposed to be a lot of fun and everything's supposed to be great about it, but since it wasn't like his baby, if you will, it seemed like not one that I could skip. I want to play it at some point, but I just was not I didn't feel like I needed to play it immediately. Maybe I'll play it on the channel sometime. I'd like to go through the entire Metal Gear saga again. That's a great experience. If you've never done that and you're a gamer, you're missing out. You need to do that sometime. I would say every gamer needs to go through the entire Metal Gear saga. Definitely do that. Yeah. What song of the soundtrack is my favorite? Chat and Nick, asks Jorfus. You mean, like, video game soundtrack in general? What's my favorite video game song of all time? Or a song from a particular game? A song from a Metal Gear game? I want to make sure I answer the question correctly. Or know that I'm answering the right question. This part is so stupid. So dumb. So dumb. Just keep it in the same view. There's nothing cool about switching to the bird's eye right there. It doesn't add anything. It just makes it confusing and shit. Guns of the Patriots just didn't tickle Martin's fancy. Well, my favorite is Metal Gear Solid 5. So, I know that that's blasphemous to a lot of people, but sorry, not sorry. The game is amazing. One of the coolest gaming experiences to be had in the world of video games. And I think that people who can't see that are just, I don't know. They're missing out. We're almost there. We got like 2 minutes left, I think. Metal Gear Solid 2, that was Carrot's favorite. Shit. A game over. Okay, that's fine, you know. Alright, there we go. That's pretty much an hour's worth of that. That's about an hour's worth of that. So, let's just go ahead and, bring our thumbnail back up there. Get the fuck out of here. All right. Okay. So there you go, guys. There's Super Thunder Blade. Super Thunder Blade on the Mega Drive. So Sega Mania's Tim Hugall said that, you know, this is an impressive early title for the Mega Drive. Now, I was, you know, I didn't have a Mega Drive when it first came out. I got one when Sonic was released. I got, like, the bundle that came with Sonic, I believe. Pretty sure. would have played it around this time. And, you know, I thought that it was cool. I remember it controlling very well. And oh, okay. I don't know why the stream keeps doing that, by the way. Seems like it has to happen at least one time. Seems like it happens one time. I don't know what the deal is. But anyway. Where was I? Yeah, I was just saying, so I remember playing Space Harrier and thinking that was cool. And the other games that I played that I enjoyed playing always had nice, solid controls. And I think even back then, I would have felt like the controls were shit in this game. Just as I feel now. Because they are. It seems like they want you to be able to maneuver very quickly. And there are so many projectiles flying at you. It would be much better if you could. So, instead of like having it be a chopper-based game, it's like they wanted to do the top-down chopper mission approach of, there's another Genesis game that did that, but I think it was in that more isometric view. It might have been in like top-down bird's eye view, but there are some other chopper games that kind of had you in that position, and it seemed like they wanted to switch to that, but then they also wanted to do it, you know, in this sort of Top Gun style. They want to have you zipping all over the place. It would have been better if they gave you like a fighter jet, and you could be a fighter pilot, and you could really maneuver around all these things that are flying at you constantly, but you can't do that. So it's like you have to try and concoct stupid little patterns to just like swirl your fucking chopper in so you don't get blasted. And that's just not very fun. I don't... It also doesn't seem like it requires a whole lot of skill. I mean, there's some skill involved in getting the controls down to the point where you can basically keep your chopper just moving in like a circle. That seems to be the best way that you can do it. But again, if you go too low, then your chopper just like lands. And landing for a split second, you're done. Because then by the time you take off again, you've got 50 fucking rockets hurtling at you at top speed, and you get blown to shit. So, it's like it wanted to be a game that it's not. And I don't know why they decided to do it that way, but I don't know. But they do say the game is cheap. You'll lose lives in the first level no matter how hard you try. That's true. Spread over the 4 stages, there's a lot of variety with each level featuring a different theme. Would you say there's a lot of variety? I mean, I guess the scenery looks different enough, but you can't pay much attention to it because you're just focused on swirling your damn ship around. Or, not ship, your chopper. And then out in the water, when you're trying to stay away from all those pillars popping up, I mean, there's not much of an opportunity to really enjoy the scenery, though it is varied. It's not like playing a racing game where you can kind of glance this way and that, or you need to take inventory of the landscape and stuff to see where the road's going. In this, you're just so focused on maneuvering around all these things flying at you all the time that it just, yeah, maybe it is varied, you know, maybe it does kind of have that going for it, but I wish that you could actually take it in a little bit more than you're able to. Sound effects are muted, says Tim. Nothing to write home about. Is the music exceptional? I don't really think so. It's not like I wanted to stick around in the menu and just listen to the music. So, I disagree there. I don't know. Too unfair to warrant multiple replays, I'll say that. I think I agree with Tim on that point. So might have been somewhat impressive visually for some people back in the day, but you would have grown tired of its bullshit rather quickly. And maybe if you had a Master System or an NES, and you had just picked up the Genesis or the Mega Drive, and this was the one game you had, I think you would play it for a few hours, and you'd probably be hooking up your NES or your Master System again, and playing some of your favorites on one of those tried and true consoles. Playing some of the classic games that you already had at your disposal. Shows you the graphics aren't everything. So, whereas I think they gave it about, 679 out of 1,000 or so, I'm gonna give it, I hate to be in agreement with IGN, but their review that I referenced was written back in 2007, so I think they still had a little bit of credibility at that point. I think that's pretty fair, actually. They'll go with the ACE review scale. I'm going to give it 400 super divorces out of 1,000 possible super divorces. That's what I'm going to say for Super Thunder Blade. Not the worst game I've ever played, but it's bullshit. It's a bullshit game. It's very close to being middling and mediocre, but the degree of bullshit you have to deal with sinks it below that halfway point. So you might think it's still worth giving it a go. You know, it probably is. Try it out, see what you think. Just to experience it for yourself. Experience the clunkiness. See if you think I'm exaggerating or if I'm telling the truth. You know, see if you think it's like flying a jar of peanut butter with chopper blades covered in molasses. What it felt like to me. So, there you go. Super Thunder Blade on the Mega Drive. Carrot says Tim and Nick are wrong. This is Gaming Hall of Fame tier. Maybe the Hall of Shit. If you're gonna make a Gaming Hall of Shit, this one might go in there. Mr. Jorfer says, and now the award for the most sarcastic person goes to this guy with a sarcastic tone. Oh wow, thank you so much. Was that me? I'm not sarcastic, am I? Next time on Sega Mania, we're going to be leaving the world of Super Thunder Blade, and we're going to be taking a look at not one, but two platformers. We've got a double feature coming up next time, a double feature review, and another one from Tim Hugall. So we got a double feature platformer review coming up next time. If you want to find out what it is, then all you got to do is follow the link in the description below and go and check out the Sega Mania Magazine Archive, issue number 1, page 35. If you don't want to know for sure what we're playing next time, then don't do that. So, big old double feature coming up next time. Please look forward to that, chefs. And if you haven't done so, please sub to the channel, following the gong for notifications so you know when new videos go live, so you know when I go live, and maybe YouTube will let you know, maybe if they feel like it. You can follow me on Twitter at SuperDivorce. And you can check out Super Divorce music on Spotify, iTunes, Amazon, wherever you stream any of your shit, you can find Super Divorce. Just check it out. See what you think. Looking for some new tunes? Why not? Give it a shot, please. And that's about all I got for this evening. So, everyone, thank you for being here. Until next time, everybody, take real good care. Keep kicking ass. Love you lots. Lord willing, I'll be back very soon with another video for you to watch. Bye-bye.